As the nation observes Black History Month, we pause to celebrate and honor the contributions, accomplishments, history, and rich heritage of African Americans to our courts, our communities, and society. We also remind ourselves that Black history is American history. The two are inextricably linked in the fight for justice and equality. The events over the past year, from COVID-19 pandemic to social protests for equality, continue to highlight the disparate impacts that people face directly related to the color of their skin. As a society, and more importantly, a justice system, we must continue to bridge the racial divide, eliminate racial disparity, and define strategies that more effectively address the issues that impede our progress. The trial court is committed to addressing these issues and to strengthen public trust and confidence in the court system. Each of us has a role, and collectively we must work to ensure that our system is just and equitable. Towards the goal of a just and equitable system, I'd like to highlight a few of the initiatives that we've developed in the trial court to achieve objectives and goals that I believe you are looking for in your justice system. And mind you, it is your justice system. While to date, they may or may not have been enough, please rest assured that our goal is fair and impartial justice for all. This could not be more important objective for my administration. I won't rest until we achieve what we're looking for, which is public trust and confidence, and to ensure that all persons, regardless of the color of their skin, are treated equitably, and that they perceive that they are being treated equitably. So on to some of the initiatives that we have engaged in the trial court, and rest assured we have been at this for a while. And in fact, we've begun our strategic planning probably about 8 years ago. Our most recent iteration of our strategic plan, which is Strategic Plan 3.0, took effect on July 1st of 2019. This was the third of three-year action plans. Diversity and equity and inclusion in this version was a core strategy, and it reflects the court's commitment to a workplace that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive to all employees and users of the court. Each court department, and you'll hear from each chief, develop milestones for the next 3 years on the following tactics under this strategy: to build leadership capacity around diversity, equity, and inclusion, to increase the diversity of our workforce through recruitment, outreach, career development, and promotion, deploy training on cultural competency, and to make diversity, equity, and inclusion part of each and every training that we undertake. And also to establish policies, data, and compliance standards to ensure that diversity, equity, and inclusion is met. What gets measured gets counted. In addition to these areas of focus, efforts to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion can be found in other of our 4 strategic areas of the plan, and that includes operational excellence, judicial excellence, user experience, and the responsiveness to societal changes. The trial court has developed cross-departmental partnerships over the last number of years, where we have been intentional in reaching out and collaborating on implementing many of the initiatives that we have underway. We have 3 basic, signature counter experience was the first initiative, which is a training, customer service training for staff, and it continues to be rolled out into the trial court. But it's focused on how our training and how our attendees can better serve the public. The second is called CARES, and that is to really focus on race and focus on intentionally on issues of race within our system, and how individuals we can stand up when we see something that is ineffective or not working, or we see racism existing within our trial court, that we have the courage and we have the tools to be able to stand up and say something. And then we also have a training called Beyond Intent that talks about the negative impact of microaggressions, and it gives individuals that are trained the opportunity to really develop the necessary skills to improve communication and team dynamics which therefore improve the experience of our users. These are all experiential training. They're not, book learning or anything like that. They're really experiential, and we expect our folks to be able to absorb and have it affect the public. Our jobs in the trial court, our HR department has really pivoted and is now engaged in recruitment efforts to try to go into communities of color and associations of color and advertise our jobs so that we can continue to diversify our ranks. We've made some progress, but we are not nearly where we need to be. We've engaged with Bentley University, and we have used Bentley University to help us make our court system more user-friendly and to be able to be more culturally competent. We have Cultural Appreciation Week, where we invite our communities into our courts. While we weren't able to do it this year, we did it virtually and did food drives for those who are food insecure. We hope to be back in September or October to be back doing it again. And we invite each and every one of you to come into our courts as we celebrate our differences. We've done an employee pulse check to ask our employees, how have they been treated? What are their experiences? And are they treated differently based on a variety of characterizations, whether it be the color of their skin, their ethnicity, their age, or any other of a number of factors. And we're continuing to do that. We've also done user experience surveys. Hopefully the next time, we generally like to do them in person, and hopefully we'll be able to do that sometime soon when we're able to bring you all back into our courthouses. We also have a new policy regarding discrimination and harassment, and that discrimination and harassment policy is broad and overreaching. It applies to you. So that if you feel like you've experienced some sort of discrimination or harassment, we can provide you with information to inform you where you can go, and we will investigate all concerns that you may raise. We've engaged in community listening sessions. This is one of them. And we really want to hear from you. We want to hear how you experience our courts and what we can do better, and how we can improve any experience that you've had with the court or any future experience you expect to have with the court. We've gone out and done community town halls. Our first one was done in the community of Chelsea because we were running into issues where landlords were engaging in self-help, and we needed to get out to let people know that we in the court are here to help, and we're here to engage, we're here to answer questions. And we've now done, I believe we're up to about 9 or 10 across the Commonwealth. We're going to continue to do these outreach sessions and hope to provide you with information in your community that will help you obtain the resources you need, not only in the court system, but within your community. We engage with police chiefs, we engage with community providers and others to help us get the word out. And most importantly, we're engaging with you today, and we're engaging in conversations about race. We know, and we are here to listen. We know that individuals of marginalized communities, specifically African-American, Hispanic, and others, experience our system not the same as individuals who are white. So we want to hear about that. We want to try to do what we can through these initiatives. We want to learn from you, learn of your experience. We also intend to really look at our policies and practices, really take a look at them. Not only the new ones that we're establishing, on a more frequent basis lately because of COVID, but also because we want to look back at the policies and the procedures, the way we do business, to ensure that what's built in our system is not creating disparate outcomes or effects on marginalized communities. So this couldn't be more important on our radar. We want a system that we're proud of, a system that delivers justice equally and equitably to all persons that we serve. So I thank you for your willingness to come out to our public outreach sessions. and to communicate with us on an ongoing basis and provide us with your feedback. Without that feedback, we don't know if we're getting it right. So thank you for being collaborative partners in this, and be well.